Hey, that's all the intro you're getting for this, folks. Kirby.
Kirby, he's the friend you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop.
Right, Pikachu. He's coming right, Pikachu.
Homecoming, no, we don't do that here. Oh, and it begins. So before we started, we were talking about how Homecoming was afraid of the fact that I may be watching Mr. Meaty.
I was very concerned, but hi, really good friend Rox is here, Homecoming. This is like one of my favorite Kirby games, period.
Yeah.
Top 3. It's a dang good game.
Yeah, as a non-Kirby fan doing this Let's Play because it's my channel, yeah, I'd say it's my favorite one. My second probably being Airite because I have problems.
See, that's one of the goals of my friendship with Rox, is that Rox and I are going to meet up at a convention or in person in the near future, and when we do, I'm going to take Rox retro hunting for some of the best Kirby games, like Planet Robobot, Superstar Ultra, the good ones. We're getting Rox into Kirby, so this is the beginning of it, which... Yeah, so Rox, what sold you on this game?
The fact that it's one of the first 3D Kirby games.
Oh yeah, because when it comes to platformers, you've preferred 3D over 2D, right?
Yeah. Keep in mind that that's not me saying there's anything wrong with 2D platformers. It's just my preferences. I prefer 3D over 2D.
You hear that, everyone? He said that Banjo-Kazooie is in New Super Mario Bros. Is out.
I mean, yeah, but not for that reason.
Everyone tweet at him and ask him why he hates the Babas.
I don't know what that is.
How, like, every time, like, in New Super Mario Bros. U, how the little Yoshis go,
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I like the soundtrack. It's just that those games are just a little too generic for me.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's the opening of Crash Bandicoot. That's what everybody said when this game first came out.
I mean, it's not even entirely accurate.
Because, he starts on the beach. It's the opening of Crash Bandicoot 1. And I was like, yeah, a lot of games start on beaches.
Yeah, but you know what game doesn't?
What?
Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm kidding.
Bye. You're on your own. Talk to yourself.
No.
You talk to yourself.
Wait, no, go back.
You get an AI of Mr. Meaty to talk to you.
No.
It's the stars of Mr. Meaty. But, so yeah. This is making me want to replay this. I'll probably replay this game in a little bit, though, because at the time of this recording, I'm currently playing Return to Dreamland DX.
And I will play that game on one condition.
What?
I could do the entire game as Meta Knight only. If I can't do that, then I'm not interested.
You can, but you have to have a friend in the room with you.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So basically, you're just gonna play my copy when you come and visit, and just play as Meta Knight the whole time.
You know it.
That's
also,
fair.
yeah, Meta Knight is my favorite Kirby character because, of course.
Wow.
Yes, my favorite
today,
Kirby
aren't we?
My favorite Kirby character is Antonio Banderas. Yes.
See, the thing is, though, I feel like DDD is also a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like all Kirby characters are beloved. There's not people who have, like, a least favorite Kirby character, because even characters that make very seldom appearances, like the Animal Buddies or Magalore and so on, people are like, oh, I still love them. like Kirby is one of those very interesting franchises where there's not a lot of divisiveness in the franchise.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of divisiveness, and there's not a lot of people have to argue over what the worst Kirby game is, because even the worst Kirby game has redeeming qualities.
That reminds me. I mean, that's basically how the Mario franchise is as well. Though I think, unlike the Kirby franchise, the Mario franchise has Hotel Mario, so I don't know.
I'd say the Mario franchise has a few more misses than Kirby's. Recently, the sports games, Mario I would say Mario spin-offs. Mario spin-offs have hit and miss quality.
Here's the thing, though. Even the spin-offs, they're not necessarily bad games. They're just bland.
You look me in the eye and tell me Sticker Star is good. You look me in the eye and tell me
it was a good. Listen, I didn't say it was a good game. I just said it's bland.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Speaking of Mario, I was in Target today, and yeah, they have toys for the Mario movie, and I'm buying. They have their van.
Oh yeah, I heard that they're recreating the van in real life.
Yeah, I want the toy version of that van though.
I want the Bowser one because it breathes out like red fog to make it look like it's breathing fire.
Okay, that's interesting. But I just love how they're like, hey, here's the van from... Oh yeah, here's the new Nintendo trend that started with, I want to say, Odyssey? Or no, like Fire Emblem had a couple lyric songs, but now every Nintendo game gets lyric songs.
I don't think that's exclusively just like a Nintendo thing. I think that's just a thing with the game industry as a whole right now. Because there are even games outside of Nintendo where they've never had lyrical songs before, but now they do.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say that Mouthful Mode is one of my favorite gimmicks that Kirby has done recently. I love the idea that Kirby can't swallow something whole and it gets stuck. And he's like, okay, this is my life now. Like, look at him hanging off of the car.
Yeah. The boy, he do indeed go.
Look at him go. And I do like that depending on what power-up you have, that's the hat he's wearing.
Oh, yeah. But, what were you saying about the Mario toys?
The Mario toys?
Yeah. I think you were saying something about getting the van.
Yeah, oh, the Mario van, yeah.
Yeah. But, wonder how they're gonna handle the other toys. Are they just gonna be like action figures of Mario and Luigi, or?
Oh, they have action figures. Toad has a flashlight in a backpack. Peach has her parasol, which means Peach's parasol is gonna show up in the movie. Mario has a plunger.
Because of course he does.
And I didn't see Luigi or Bowser. Those are the three that my Target had. And then they had the van.
Okay, I gotta go.
And then they had a Hot Wheels track based off of the Donkey Kong area of the movie.
Okay, I gotta go to Target and check that out. That's something I want to do more, is just collect more figures.
I mean, the Jack's Toys Sonic ones are really hitting, like, fire lately.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. What characters do they have of the Jack's Pacific's line?
Well, they have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Metal Sonic.
I'm sure they have Shadow.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly from a video I saw, they have Amy, I think?
I think they have Amy. They have Ray and Mighty.
Ooh. Okay, it's rare to see figures of them. I kind of want to get that.
Yeah, that's why I have the Ray one. They have Big the Cat and Chaos. And then each character comes with an accessory of sorts. Shadows is ironically not a gun.
What is it?
Shadows
is it a Chaos Emerald?
I think it's the 4th Chaos Emerald.
Okay, that makes
Because Sonic just has Sonic has like a life capsule.
Mm-hmm.
Big came with rings. Chaos comes with the Master Emerald.
Okay, so what confuses me is why does Big come with rings? Would it make more sense for him to come with like a fishing rod?
He should have came with Froggy.
I mean,
like you're saying a little plastic frog couldn't have worked.
We all know the reason he didn't come with Froggy is because Froggy is his ass. Talked about
that. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh no. That oh no. But yeah, so welcome to
what, Downtown Grassland? Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Downtown Grassland.
We're gonna be getting more into the lore of this game later, I guess. I don't know. I'm still too early in to know what the lore truly is. And in my first playthrough, because I didn't beat it, I didn't really get far enough to figure that out.
Yeah, this was my game of the year for last year. Like it was a hard pick because Shredder's Revenge came out. First, Pokemon Legends Arceus came out. Scarlet and Violet came out. Last year was a really solid year for games.
Oh yeah.
Like, although right now Hi-Fi Rush is looking to be one of mine for this year. And there's one of my first...
Hi-Fi Rush isn't looking to be that for me. It just is that so far.
For me, though...
depending on how Deca Police look.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's another game I'm hyped for this year is Deca Police. But it doesn't have a release date yet!
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for Layton to have anything, because Layton doesn't even have a year.
Layton doesn't even have gameplay footage yet.
Nope. It has a cutscene and artwork.
Yeah, I mean, they did explain the plot a bit more, and by that, I mean the bare minimum.
It's in America, and it's a year after the 3rd game. Which is technically the most present game, because the 4, 5, and 6 are prequels. So here's the one thing I don't like about Kirby and the Forgotten Land is that, say you don't do this flower thing that was on screen a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
Say you get 3 of the 4 flowers. You have to replay the whole level again to get that Waddle Dee.
Yeah, and just a heads up, later on I am gonna have to go back and redo some levels, but I'm saving that for like near the end game.
That's fair. This is not a hard game.
It's not, but there are some stuff where, like, say, like some of the missions do kind of have you think about where exactly they are. So it's not that it's a hard game. It's more like some instances are just like if you don't know where it is, you may have to look up a guide.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, Mr. Medium, all right?
No! No. So we already talked about mouthful mode. Mouthful mode is pretty awesome. It's very creative. I think it's a really good power-up.
No, we're going to talk about Mr. Meaty now. Because all of God's creatures are fresh off the grill.
No. We're not. I will leave. I will go other places that aren't here. And you can do a Mr. Meaty retrospective over Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
I don't want to.
Fine. No, you'll do a Fanboy and Chum Chum retrospective.
Yeah, I sure won't. But,
I feel like that show... Okay, I gotta say something about Fanboy and Chum Chum now.
Okay, go for it.
That show made so many early 2010s YouTubers money. Like, Fanboy and Chum Chum had been off the air for at least a few years, and all of these YouTubers are like, this was Nickelodeon's worst show, and it's like, I'm trying to forget this show, thank you very much. Why do people keep hate reviewing this show?
For the same reason people keep talking about the Drake and Josh controversy. Because it makes them moody.
Velma.
Yep. There you go. Did you know that apparently that show was supposed to get like a reboot called Josh and Drake?
Really?
Yeah, I found that out yesterday. There was a YouTuber I watched, I don't remember the name. But apparently, the first episode was gonna start with the line. So, you know how one of the catchphrases was "Hug me, brother"?
Mm-hmm.
This is how hateful that reboot was gonna be. The first episode was gonna start with the line, "Hug yourself, fuckhead."
Really?
Yep.
That is a line. That's a line.
It sure is.
Now, Zoe 101 had like that little short about Chase finally declaring his love to Zoe. And iCarly got a reboot season, and hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Ned's classified in college. That's all I want.
You know what? I'd be down with that. I would be 100% okay with that.
Ned's classified college survival guide. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of survival guide. Because, like, people talk about how some of the tips are, like, relevant in other areas. Like the stress episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which still has one of my favorite, just character moments, because all three of the characters are, like, for those who don't remember, the short of it is that Ned is stressed out because he thinks that Susie is seeing another man when they just started dating. Mose chills out and stops, like, being so ambitious, and then Cookie doesn't get to go on a date with Lisa Zemos because he was too focused on beating Evelyn Kwong.
Yeah. I forgot he had a rival.
Yeah, he had a rival turned girlfriend turned I actually kind of like you turned she was like, you're stupid, and then she ended up dating the basketball guy.
Yeah!
Seth.
Huh.
I rewatched all of Ned's last year. It holds up surprisingly well.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, right? Because
well, the first two seasons are.
Okay.
If you want the third, you gotta chill out for Paramount Plus.
Hopefully it's on Paramount Plus through Amazon, because my PS5 does not have Paramount Plus.
Well, none of them do.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
No, just yours. All of us have Paramount Plus. Yours.
Yeah, it is specifically my PS5 that doesn't have it.
Yeah, just yours. It was like in fine print on the box. It was like, does not come with Paramount Plus.
Yeah. I'm the idiot for not reading that fine print. But
the other fine print was like, have fun trying to watch Jimmy Neutron now, asshole.
Yeah. I mean, luckily that's what Amazon Prime is for, though. So, I found out that Amazon Prime does have Jimmy Neutron. It just, for whatever weird reason, doesn't have the first episode.
The first episode, that's all?
Yeah. And I don't know why that is.
We should watch Jimmy Neutron tonight. After this recording.
I'll think about it. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up here with this episode.
Hey, I'll sell for $1. Hugh, get our son back. $1, $2. Well, that was too rich for my blood. It was nice knowing you, Jimbo.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up for this episode. Come back next time for part 2. Okay, bye.
Bye.